Good evening and welcome to Earworms. We have a special one tonight. Well, all of our episodes are special in some way, but tonight this is going to be a fun one because we are going to be looking at the musical instruments of Star Trek. Everything from the original series up through and including Enterprise. So the more recent series won't be in this, but basically did some research this week and we have 24 instruments that are going to be in our tournament tonight where folks can vote in the chat and we will see if we can come up with a winner. But that's just part of the fun. Mostly we're going to be looking at these instruments, a little bit of, clip of the episode that they're from, showing the instrument, hearing it. That's the thing. It's got to be an instrument that you can see and hear. Most of them were props, but it does open things up to um, great ideas for instrument creation, for crafting and making. And we have some folks that do that on the panel. Mike Mountain Hawk Gorley, as well as Liza Sahito from the Psyche Electroacoustic Opera Company. She makes cigar box guitars as well as she works with microcontrollers to make sound installations and interactive environments as well as some instruments. So we're going to be kind of putting our heads together to see if some of these instruments could actually be made. So that'll be an interesting part of the discussion. And let's see. Unfortunately, if anybody's really looking forward to Will Riker playing the trombone or Harry Kim playing the clarinet, we're not going to be doing any instruments that are actual real life instruments that are common. Maybe some of the transformed instruments, like we do have an Edo harp in this and stuff like that. So basically, we're looking at the invented instruments of Star Trek, and that should be fun. So, without further ado, I should get my colleagues here. Here we go. Hello there, sir.
Hello. Looks like I'm on stage. Good evening, everyone.
Good, good evening, Mike. So, you have recently become somewhat of an instrument maker in making
We
some
bit.
cigar box guitars.
Yeah. I haven't done a whole lot recently. I really, rather than go forward, would like to go back and fix some things that I don't like about them. So, besides, I'm running out of room for them all. So, maybe if I fix them up, I don't know, someone else might want them. Who knows?
Well, there you go.
Might make a good gift.
Maybe, or you might be able to sell them on the black market.
Ooh, yeah. There you go. I like that. Sounds sneaky.
Alrighty, so let us invite aboard Liza Sahito from Psyche
Yes, let's
Opera.
do it.
So here she is.
Hello! Live long and prosper, everyone.
Good evening.
So I want
Yes.
to check with our
I'm
chat.
equally displeased, by the way. I don't
I
know
want
what I'm displeased with, but I'm equally.
Oh, cool. Me too, Mike.
There you
Kindred
go.
spirits here.
That's right.
okay. Well, I just want to check in with our chat to make sure our levels are sounding good because At least to me, Liza, you sound a little bit hot. Um,
Oh, too hot?
I I'm thinking so, but our chat will be able to tell us the best because
The chat knows.
the chat
The
knows.
chat knows all. Chat, am I coming in too loud here?
Well, anyway, we can go on until you receive that because Liza is also the chief moderator, and so she's the one that puts the chats up on screen. You guys are all a part of this. In addition to voting on the instruments, we do value your input. I know there's a number of musicians in our audience, and there might actually be some instrument makers in our audience, and we value your input.
Yes.
Yeah.
Among the 17 watching now, I'm pretty sure there are instrument makers in our audience who would like to try to build one of these things, maybe.
Okay,
Yeah.
so before we begin, Liza, would you like to say a little bit about what you do for anybody that maybe is not familiar with your work, specifically in your making and crafting?
Well, guys, ladies and gentlemen out there, I build cigar box guitars, but in the past, I've built sound installations and musical instruments with microcontrollers, uh, working really cool sensors that can talk to a piece of software that I use called Max MSP, which is a graphic object oriented programming interface where you can build whatever you want. And so I take cool microcontrollers that can speak to Macs that run really cool sensors and pour information from those sensors into Macs and program whatever behaviors I want in Macs. So if you go to my channel, you could check out some of my older builds. Right now, I'm really focused on CBGs, but I have some older builds utilizing the Making microcontroller. And yeah, so today, for example, there's some instruments could that you could recreate if you're good at woodworking. But if you're not so great at electronics, I have some suggestions about what microcontrollers with cool sensors you could use to recreate these cool Star Trek instruments.
Okay, I certainly, after gathering the instruments together this week, I certainly have some ideas, and I'll be asking you about that. So, anyway, let's take a look here. I mean, just to have a little fun, we're going to do this as a tournament, as I said before. And here is my LibreOffice spreadsheet where I'll be keeping track of it. And
Nice.
like I said, we're just doing instruments from the original series up through and including Enterprise. Liza and I have started watching Enterprise this week. In fact, last night
Yeah,
watched about 6 episodes, um, and
getting into it.
we're getting into it. Yeah, it was a little bit hard, I guess, when we first saw it.
Oh man.
No,
It
Yeah.
yeah,
takes a minute.
she
Yeah.
can't get over the Rod Stewart
I
song.
cannot. Why? Uh, Chat, you can tell me. You're probably as outraged as I was about this Rod Stewart theme from Patch Adams.
Well, I mean, I understand the visuals in the beginning, basically all the things and humankind about from the very beginning with sailboats up through the space program and everything, airplanes in the middle. I understand the visuals there, and I feel a lot of that is very appropriate. But the composer, Dennis McCarthy, who composed the music for the first season, meaning the incidental music, or otherwise the music that happens throughout the
Yeah.
episodes, was good. And I felt, there was some material I heard there that could have worked as a theme. And so I think it's a shame they didn't go ahead with an original theme instead of a
They
pop
kind
theme.
of do. I did check out the last few episodes in the last season, and they kind of though the incidental music, the theme and the incidental music does become more prominent in the last season, but I don't know why they waited till then to make that the theme of the show. It was just so sad. It was off brand and it didn't feel like Star Trek.
Well, in any
It's a
case,
different show for sure. And by the way, I don't know what everyone else is hearing, but either Lawrence is low or you're loud because you guys are out of balance, and I don't know where I fit in.
Yeah, we all hear the others on the panel, but we don't hear ourselves.
Right.
I guess I could turn up a little bit.
Turn it up.
That's what I was
Turn it
saying.
up.
Either he's low or you're loud, but
Okay, how's
there's a
that?
significant difference.
How's that?
How about now, Mike?
Okay, testing 1, 2, 3.
Yeah,
Am I-
he's much better.
Okay,
Maybe
good.
maybe I should back off a little.
Yeah,
Just
just
a
a little
nudge.
bit.
Testing. How about
Yeah,
now?
because you are stronger than Mike. Okay,
Okay.
so let's move
She
on.
probably
here.
is. She could probably kick my ass.
Audio checking.
I am a black belt, by the way.
Sound check on.
I am.
earbuds.
Well, then you could definitely kick my ass. Now that we've established that, moving
Well,
forward.
I'm out of practice. Black belt.
Nah,
Out of practice.
that and you'll have to come to Tennessee to do it.
I'll find you out there, Mike. The challenge has been made.
And I don't know. I can't really read this that you got up there. I don't know if you mean it to be read right now.
I'm gonna read it off. Basically,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
just showing
super
that we do
small.
have brackets set up, and you may not be able to read them, but everything will be in order. We're gonna go in groups of 4, and our first group, which we're gonna proceed on to right away,
Yeah.
will include Adam's guitar from, as you'll see, from The Way to Eden from the original series. And we also have there the Edo guitar and harp. I had to put them together because they appear in Justice, one of the Next Generation episodes. They appear together, and I was like, all right, I just got to put them together there, you know?
Are we talking about the
because-
crossbow guitar?
Yeah, it's a crossbow guitar and a harp. And then we have now a harp. Now, we can't do things that are just regular harp. They have to be some sort of harp from either the future or an alien culture or something like that. So, that's why I'm making distinctions here. We can certainly in the future do more on Star Trek and some of the music and maybe some of the musical performances. I know, like, Next Generation had some great performances in it, and so did like Voyager with Harry Kim and the Doctor singing.
Oh, the
my God.
Doctor.
His
Yeah.
singing was
Well,
and-
and we're forgetting about Data's performances as well.
oh yeah, yeah.
Oh my gosh, my favorite. Yes.
And then of course we have a Bajoran, Kabasa, and Gongito. I called it Gongito because later there is a Bajoran gong that's bigger. So this is the mini Bajoran
Uh-oh.
gong.
Pay
And
attention to
then-
the comments.
Uh-oh. So, yeah, Robot, I'm going to back off my audio a little bit.
Okay, so we are going to switch on over. Well, let's call up the first video. I decided I'm not going to do slides tonight except for in the videos because I think they'll play better that way. And at the same time, last week there was a glitch with EVMux in handling slides that I don't want to deal with again. So here we go. Let's switch on over here. And it didn't put it up, did it? What the heck? It's saying image not found.
Oh,
Is
no.
that what you guys are seeing too?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Not found.
Oh, don't do this to me. It's an MP4 file, and I'm loading it.
Okay, it's
I'm seeing it backstage. I'm not seeing it live.
yeah, it's loading. Okay.
Don't do this to me, EVMux. Don't do this to me.
It's doing
Oh,
it.
wait a minute. Oh, that's because of the fair use condom, which I no longer have because last week it really didn't help us. So that's gone. And
There
here
we
we
go.
go. There. All right.
Haha.
There will be some teething issues here, folks. But there we are. Adam's guitar, which is on the right. That's Adam from The Way to Eden. He was, he wasn't really, I guess, in the episode, he wasn't really the leader of that group, group of space hippies that took over the Enterprise. It was the guy that was a former engineer, the bald guy, who we'll be seeing shortly. But he was definitely more of like a front man, you know? So we're going to check out his guitar playing here. And to the left, the young lady there does have a bicycle wheel rim sort of thing going on there. I don't think it's an instrument because she doesn't really play it.
She does play it.
And
She
I
does
don't know. Maybe
play
it's a
it.
part of the Enterprise. It's some sort of gear there.
No,
I don't know.
no, it's an instrument.
But who knows? Maybe the chat knows and can tell us. But anyway, let's hear some of Adam's guitar. And so this is the slide.
Looking for the good land, going astray. Don't cry, don't cry.
All right, we got to be short with our excerpts tonight. Last week, our live stream got halted, and then the next, well, it was the same night that they made me it automatically cuts out all the copyrighted material, and then of course afterwards it becomes Swiss cheese. You know, there's big holes there where we were showing things and talking about it. Basically, we got to be real short with these. But anyway, there you could see the guitar. You heard it. It sounds like a regular guitar, but there are other moments where its tone does change. So it's almost like a bit of a synthesizer too.
Yeah.
But here,
Well, yeah, instead of playing on the neck, he's got buttons on the headstock.
Yeah.
Huh. Yes.
Yes.
hear
So
some
it's
more.
kind of a combination thing there.
I wonder if
let's
the
hear a little
buttons
bit
are
more as this
for
lady,
chords or for the
Hugs her
sound.
bicycle rim.
Live, not die. Gonna live, not die. Stand in the middle of it all one day. I look at it shining all around me and say,
I elected to not include the bongos at the back.
well, what's it going to be?
There's a mile wide emptiness between you and me.
Can't reach across it, hardly even see.
Spock's ready to jam, man.
Oh, he does later. And we will have the
Yeah, he's
Vulcan
got
harp.
harp in hand.
Yeah, we're going to have the Vulcan harp included, but I just wanted to get this up on screen here a little bit. So you could hear in this section, in this song, Mile Wide Emptiness, I guess is the title. It has a different tone to it. Quite a different tone.
Yeah.
Although I think with regular guitar, you could probably get both of the tones that you hear.
You probably have to have a synth, guitar synth.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
It almost sounds a little bit like a harpsichord.
Now, we know these are props, really.
Well, right.
But the thing is, this has, would you, Mike, as you are a guitarist and you have done some cigar box guitar crafting, would you be able to make something like this that could play multiple tones? Basically?
Oh my, yeah. I'm not sure how that works because again, it's kind of a combination guitar, harp, and synthesizer, kind of with the buttons.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because he's not doing any. His right hand is on them buttons, so apparently them buttons have something to do with the sound. So,
Or maybe they change the
maybe kind of like the buttons of an accordion.
right, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's very. Of course, it's not real. So, but you know, we're having fun with this.
Well, that's the idea. It's like, can we make it real?
Yeah, maybe it's using a
Right now, I guess it's a resounding, I don't know.
Well, I don't know how you do it because, you know, like I said, it's kind of harp-like, you know, and he's hitting strings with his right hand, but he's using them buttons. So how are them buttons affecting the strings? unless it would be plugged in. And electric, of course, and you had like a synthesizer in it.
What?
Not coming through in the audio.
Okay, I'm sorry to interrupt you, Mike, but Liza just came into the room and said she's not coming through in the audio.
Oh,
Yeah.
yikes.
And I think she needs to log out and log back in because there's really nothing I can do about it.
Oh.
Hold
No,
on here.
it could be they're eating the mushrooms and the thing is really making no sound and they're just hearing stuff.
Oh, I hear you now.
You can hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Oh, okay. Well, there is a way you can make
Whoa.
You're
this
getting
say-
distortion though.
Yeah,
Oh.
you're a little loud, Beans. You need
All
to
right,
turn
let
down
me
the
let me
gain.
turn down. How is it now?
That's
Yeah, better.
Okay. Well, if somebody were to make this crossbow thing and fit it with a MIDI pickup, you can use whatever notes whatever notes are being created by the performer. You could send them through a synthesizer and get that sound.
Exactly.
So the guitar becomes a controller, kind of like what Gabriel Marin has with his setup.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, you'd have of course, we have a lot more pedals cuz we're not in the future like these guys.
Not in the future like these
In the
guys.
future you can probably put all of that stuff that's in that big synthesizer pedal in a little tiny chip.
Yep. But I mean, if anybody's out there is like, I'm great at woodworking, I want to create that crossbow guitar and actually make it functional, that would be a way, is to fit it with a MIDI pickup. And maybe those buttons on the top.
Well, there's a challenge for you now.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Can you
It is
imagine
a
that?
challenge.
I think it would be the first guitar synth cigar box guitar. Maybe somebody's done it, but I haven't seen it.
I'm pretty sure someone out there, has made this. Let me do a quick Google search.
Well, also, I was, this is off topic, but back there next to the door, we see Chekhov's ex. If you're familiar with the episode, she and Chekhov knew each other in the past. But Liza, I think it'd be cool if you found a dress like that.
What? Ay, ay, ay.
All right.
Ah.
So while you're
Liza,
looking that
tell
up-
him you'll get the dress if he gets the costume that good dude's wearing that's playing the guitar.
Oh, there we go. There we go. If you get that dude's costume, I'll buy the dress. How about that?
All right, I guess I could give it a try.
Uh,
I don't know those
Maybe.
boots.
Yeah.
right.
You got the legs for them boots, man?
Those are really high boots. Oh my
And they
god.
look tight too.
Yep. He could pull it off.
There you go. There you go.
All righty. Well, let's load up the next one here. And Liza, you can get back to us after your Googling, because we have another
Oh,
example
this
here.
episode, God.
Yes,
There it is. There it is again.
The Next Generation Justice, that planet of blonde people that didn't wear a lot of clothing and were pretty much, I don't know, they were being taken care of, I guess, by some technology that was in orbit around the planet. But in any case, let's not get too deep into that. On the right, that guitar is very similar to Adam's guitar in at least some of the appearance there. And we have a harp on the left end. Since they're presented in the same at the same time, I included them together. So it's, I guess, a little unfair here in that we have two instruments together. But this is the Edo from, I don't know what the name of the planet is, but they're the Edo. So let us hear some Edo harp and guitar. Yeah.
Everyone, we've brought the visitors.
Yes.
That's a nice picture there. Yar and Troy on flanking this guy. So anyway, I think everybody got the idea. The harp sounds actually a little bit more like a lute, and I guess the guitar sounds more like a flute.
Well, that crossbow guitar, like I said, it could change its sounds. It's like a synth thing.
Yeah, I didn't see a wind controller on it.
Kind of similar to what that dude was playing.
Yeah, at least in look, but in
Look at
sound.
his left hand. He's up there. I can't see buttons, but that's where he's got his fingers at.
Maybe they were paying homage to the way to Eden with this episode in a way, at least
It's
with
just, he's holding it different, but it's kind of shaped similar. So, yeah, yeah, if that guitar slips, he's not having any children. Right on.
yeah. Well, after all, these are props, and they're being held by like two guys that came from the Chippendales, and we're all of a sudden in a Star Trek episode.
By the way, chat, I haven't been able to find anything on Google regarding anyone building the crossbow guitar. So,
Well, maybe they don't call it the crossbow guitar.
Oh, I
Well,
was just I did a quick search on MIDI cigar box guitar. I didn't get anything. So you may yeah.
there may be, we may be, and we may be
The
first.
MIDI pickups ain't cheap though.
No. But any one of us in the chat could be the first to build the Edo crossbow guitar thing. How much are MIDI pickups? Let me see.
Now, one thing about
And here's
this,
the thing about the MIDI pickups too,
Ooh.
though, is you're still having to either have software that to run it on, or a box like Roland makes, and so it's not necessarily the guitar. Although there are some people that have built-in ones, that's really spendy.
Internet Help Desk is in the chat.
Yes.
Yes.
He actually provided me with a link to a website where that many of these instruments were listed, which helped a lot. So thanks to Internet Help Desk.
Thank you, Internet Help Desk.
He does appear on Monday nights. Well, in the Eastern time zone here in the U.S., it starts somewhere around 5 o'clock on a channel called Trev Retro. Trev Retro is a very humorous guy, and they're going to be covering this coming Monday the Section 31, the new Star Trek thing that's out, which
There's a series about Section 31.
they were mentioning it on Brown tonight. I, of course, have not been watching any of the newer Trek stuff. Except
What
for
is that
season
on?
3 of Picard.
Ugh,
It's
He's-
probably on Paramount.
he says
Yeah,
it's
that makes
beyond
sense.
awful. Let's see.
Okay, yeah,
Oh.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Beyond awful.
Yeah, well, DS9 had Section 31 episodes, and they were pretty cool as an intriguing idea. But Alex Kurtzman has not been a great force for Star Trek. Let us move on here. I'm tired of seeing these guys. And so let us get to our third instrument here. This is a cabasa and a gong. I'm calling it a gongito. This is from Deep Space Nine. The episode was The Begotten. This is where Kira is delivering the child of O'Brien and Keiko. Basically, Keiko wasn't able to carry the child, so the developing stuff was put in Kira, shall we say, and she had to carry the baby to term, but they're doing it the Bajoran way because Kira's Bajoran.
Mm-hmm.
And here's a bit of a birthing ritual. Ooh, there's some scrapey stuff there too. So anyway, there we go. I think is it O'Brien that's hitting the gong thing?
Yes, quite uncomfortably. He does not
Yes.
look comfortable.
No, he doesn't.
It's like not musically inclined, apparently.
There was certainly a lot less screaming in this birthing process over the course of the episode. So maybe the Bajorans really have something there. But anyway, yeah, there's like some scrapey sticks that Keiko has. He has a little bit of a mini gong. All of these things are things that are probably fairly simple to do, I guess. Of course, in a gong, you need something somewhat resonant, a metal that will vibrate, carry the vibration, and, you know, or I don't know. The
Well,
kabasa.
these instruments don't have a chance.
Yeah, but we still we need some cannon fodder in this. There we go. So there's
Well,
the
the rattle
kabasa.
does.
Well, I
And
think
that's a
it's,
simple rattle that just is made to look kind of space age,
Yeah.
yeah, I
but
mean,
it's a rattle.
Agreed, internet help desk. His gong doesn't sound resonant at all.
No, that gong
No.
sounds pretty
oh,
dead.
there's a larger
Yeah.
Bajoran gong that we will be seeing shortly that is actually far improved. So there we go. I don't think we're going to dwell too long on that because not much to say there.
No.
But now we have Katie's guitar, and this is how it is listed on that website. It's called a guitar,
More
although-
buttons.
although I guess it's more like a harp.
Yes. It looks like it's based off of crossbow guitar if you take a close look at it.
Yeah, except it's kind of
Well,
Got
where
more
the strings are
strings.
placed. Yeah,
Well,
where
they just added more strings. You see, they added more strings to the crossbow, and she's playing. What you're seeing on the top is the above the nut, or whatever
And-
that's called.
well, now this is going to be a real quick one because this is from the episode of When the Bow Breaks, where basically the planet Aldea decided they wanted the children from the Enterprise, and they just beamed them out of there. So this is a real quick little segment here. And so we'll hear it. Play.
That was
That was
definitely, yeah. But if you pay attention, that definitely was the crossbow guitar. You see?
yeah.
It was a
More
crossbow
strings.
guitar with more strings. Yeah. So maybe they're just reusing that same prop.
Now, would this work? I mean, well, she's playing the buttons, so it's like you don't even pluck the strings.
She is plucking the strings.
Yeah,
Oh,
she's
she is?
plucking them.
Oh,
She's
okay.
plucking the strings. Maybe the buttons are for sound changes.
Now, those are pretty short strings. Would that
Or it's
even-
completely separate.
No, Mister,
different-
the top part you don't play that.
Oh, those buttons?
No. The stick continues. It's the crossbow guitar, and she's playing below that whatever it's called, the nut, whatever it's called on a harp. You see?
Yeah.
Oh, the
The-
bridge?
Yeah. Well, the she's playing below
It's a
that stick. That stick.
Yeah, normally you play above the bridge. She's playing below the bridge.
Well, the thing is, the bridge isn't there. The bridge is lower on the stick. That's just the
I can't
nut.
even see that part.
There's where her finger is.
Well, the nut is usually at the top of the neck.
Yeah, and so
So
that
this
big,
is in between.
Yeah, so the long stick where you see the I guess most of the instrument in this frame um is it are the strings above the nut, and then she's playing where you're supposed to play.
Well,
And
since it's in
then
between the bridge and the nut, maybe we could just call it the butt.
it's the crossbow guitar, people, with more strings.
Yeah, but the thing is, with so these you say aren't this short. The strings continue down
The
further.
strings continue down further. It's the crossbow guitar with more
Okay.
strings at it. It is the same exact prop. I think they kept it from TOS
Oh wow.
and used it in the Next Generation in that other planet, and then brought it back for a few seconds here with more strings.
Okay. Well, I think I'm going to make our first tournament here because otherwise this is going to be a 2-weeker if we're not careful. Let's see here. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, Internet Help Desk, to answer your question, I think it is standing on the floor. She's not holding it. The stick continues. It's propped up on the floor.
Okay, so I am going to start a poll here, and we're going to say for this bracket one, which is your favorite instrument? Now, I guess I would say think about instrument, but I know that some people might want to think about episode or whatever if they remember the episode. So we have Adam's guitar. We have the Edo harp and guitar.
It's all one thing.
Yes, it's a package. It's inseparable.
And this is, you see it when it's falling over, it's the same prop.
Okay, and then we have here, what is it? Bajoran. I'll just say Bajoran percussion, just to keep it short enough because it's like 3 instruments in one there.
The
And then
naval
finally,
percussion, yeah.
we have here Katie's guitar, but these 3 guitars may be based on, well, they're definitely based on the same idea, I think. But there we go. The poll has been launched. And poor Katie, I mean, she didn't get to play much before she was zapped away.
But what I'm telling you, mister, is Adam's guitar, Katie's guitar, and Edo harp guitar are the same instrument. So you can't, I mean, you're giving one instrument a lot of chances to win.
Beans.
Well, I'm with the Internet Help Desk. I'm voting for the hippies.
This is just this is for fun, Beans. I can't.
I'm just saying, it's
I
the
was-
same instrument. How can the same instrument compete against
Do you know
itself?
how many hours it took just to put this together this way?
Ay, ay, ay.
And
Okay.
plus, we needed enough instruments. I can't just put that all as one because then, I mean, you'd start running out of instruments pretty quick when you start putting together similar props. Because after all, at the end of the day, they are props. Alrighty. So,
Okay, Bayona, I'll let it go. But
So what-
technically speaking, it's the same prop.
so anyway, we're going to let this go. And, well, that's pretty good, actually, to make them, because only one's going to go ahead. We're not going to do 2 out of 4. One out of this bracket's going ahead. So those 3 of maybe the same guitar will have to compete with one another. And right now, it doesn't look like there's much of a competition. So anyway,
Out of spite,
please
I'm
do
gonna
vote. If
vote
you
for
are-
the Bajoran percussion.
Oh, that's fine. So anybody there, if you're just listening to us, run over to your device and cast your vote. I am going to continue moving along here, and we'll see what the results are from this after we look at the next 4 instruments. And those would be 1, 2, 3, 4. We're on number 5 now, which is the Aldean Mind Synth. This is also from When the Bow Breaks. The Katie, when she got zapped to Aldea, basically these are a bunch of people that weren't able to have kids, so they took them from the Enterprise, and they all had their different art that they were into. And this gentleman, I guess, is a composer, musician. And Katie went with him to be kind of like his daughter. Kind of a creepy looking scene here, but in any case, he's showing her how to use I'm calling it the Aldean mind synth, because it looks like you just use your mind to control it.
Now hold it a little bit more firmly. That's it, perfect. Now think. No, think's not right. Feel the notes inside your head.
Sorry. Did I break it?
No.
All right, she had a rough first go at it. Let's hear what she did after that, though.
Did exactly what I thought. And felt.
Yes, it's a direct reflection of the music within. Now we just have to teach you to structure that feeling. Try it again.
Alrighty, so we don't get a good look at it. Let me see here.
Sorry.
I think we get a better look at it
No,
when...
no.
Okay, sorry.
Gee, that's about the only... Come on, there we go. That's kind of how it looks. And of course, you just feel the music out, which would be a great idea. I guess you could get fewer wrong notes or something like that, but I don't know. Maybe my vision isn't the greatest in the world. What exactly are we looking at here?
Looks like almost like a little drum, from what I can see. She puts her hand on it, and instead of actually doing any movement, she thinks. So I guess the vibrations.
Okay. Yeah, I think this prop, they probably didn't want it on screen for too long, because
Well, and it's that same girl from the last one, so
yeah, I know.
she's a multi-instrumentalist.
Well, she's
She
just
is.
learning this one. Now, for those of you out there that are saying, okay, there's no such thing as a mind synth, there are, I was at a concert once where one of my colleagues actually used something that has electrodes on it and can read brain waves and brain activity. And it does convert those values into open sound control, or OSC, which can then be used to drive some music.
What were those sensors called, Miss?
Remember, that was Nestor?
Yes. What were the sensors that
I
he
don't
used called?
know. I don't know what they were called. Yeah, I don't remember what the device was called either, because if you're reading like brain activity, there's a number of things you can go for, but and it does occur in like wave-like form, so you can get frequency out of it and so forth, but changing the brain wave pattern is very gradual. So of course the music did sound pretty static and would just slightly change. He had the sensor used in some way where he could actually, by doing some facial movements like blinking his eye, was able to trigger some things. So there is technology out there in our time that allows you to do things like that, but I don't know that there's ever been a pure instrument developed. It's something where you need to kind of like work with a sensor and then translate those values that it gives you into like OSC, probably is the best thing to do, and then have those numbers translate, a digital instrument of some kind.
If you go on Google, there are a few places that sell brainwave sensors, and the Arduino has a few. And the thing about if you use the EEG sensors from Arduino, you can get Arduino to feed data into a piece of software like Max MSP and use that data to do whatever you want. Generate sounds, trigger clips, sound clips, whatever you want.
Yeah.
So, and let me see. Many Arduino, yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So there you go. So DIY people, go to arduino.cc and search for brainwave sensors, and you could build yourself a what did you call this thing, Mister?
An Aldean mind synth.
An Aldean mind synth. You just need to feed the data or the signals into something that can turn that data into music.
And so you could make all sorts of fancy casings to house an Arduino, and run it to a built-in speaker. Just add a speaker to it.
Right.
So
You could also. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, I was done.
Well, you could also imitate the what it was doing with the lights with the brain sensors as well.
Oh yeah.
Because with the right interface, you could also send Max, which is a software I would use to program the behaviors of this instrument, could take the same signals from the brainwave sensor and turn them into DMX 512 commands for to control LEDs. So we can build this instrument as a DIY thing. Anybody out there can do it if they get into Arduino and software like Max.
And if you don't want to buy Max, you can do it with Pure Data as well.
Yep.
I do have some tutorials on Pure Data on my channel. It's open source and free software. The difference is you got to build things from scratch yourself, but when you learn it, it's a powerful thing. And since it also can run on Linux, you can actually load, people have done this before, they've used Raspberry Pi, which is like a mini computer, and have installed Pure Data on that.
Yep.
So you could basically develop your sounds in Pure Data and just put it on a Raspberry Pi and have that be your mini computer inside the mind synth. But anyway, let us move onward here. Now this is the big gong, or I always say the gong as opposed to the gongito. This one has some more resonance. This is from Fascination DS9. That's the episode where Lexana Troy came aboard, and she had a bit of a sickness, and so as an empath, her shall we say, her very emotional states were being transferred to members of the crew, and that's where you had Jake Sisko falling in love with Kira. You had Kira falling in love with the Doctor. That was actually mutual. Both of them fell in love with each other or something. And Dax was after Sisko, the commander. And, it was just crazy. Everyone going after each other. But anyway,
Someone saying hello to you, Mr. Amikum, former student of yours.
Hello.
He is saying that Pure Data is greater than Max. How dare you, Amikum? How dare you? Lawrence taught Pure Data, and I taught Max, and so we were always in competition with each other. So,
Well, let us hear a gong.
Let us hear the gong.
yes.
Now this one sounds much better than the one that. Now, is this cheating? Is that like just a regular gong?
Yes.
It is cheating. It is a regular gong. You can skip it.
Oh, all right. Well, okay, I didn't really have a lot to say
But
about
it's
it
a
anyway.
Bajoran gong.
Yeah.
Oh.
But it's a gong,
Nonetheless.
nonetheless.
All right. So let's go on with next is the Bajoran. Another Bajoran thing. DS9 had a lot of instruments. Now I just call this medieval ensemble because I can't see what the heck is going on there and what instruments they have. And Odo, was really getting into it though. Here we are. Now let me, before he gets whisked away by Luxana. So what do we have there? I know it's a little blurry, but there's a guy in the middle that has kind of like a big stick. Is that is? Or is that a lute?
I can't tell. It's kind of blurry, but I know the woman in the front's playing like a arched marimba type thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was trying to think. Yeah, marimba. The guy on the left looks like he's got a stick thing, and the guy in the back's playing kind of looks like a stringed instrument.
Yeah. I guess lute-like or harp-like. It's hard to tell. It's very blurry, but
Oh, she's kind of like brushing the marimba thing.
yeah. Get out of the way, guy. Yeah. So that arched marimba. That's pretty interesting. The
Yeah,
arch shape.
yeah.
That was inventive, and you can hear it there underneath. It's the lower tone.
It sounds like she's brushing across strings, though, but since I can't see the top of it,
And I can hear the string instrument in the back, but the guy on the left, I don't know what he's doing there. But that's would be the kind of like flute-like sound.
is that the Bajoran Iwi?
Well, the Bajoran iwi is coming up on its own later.
But isn't it the same instrument?
It could be.
It could be.
It could be. But later we have it performed by a master musician. So the
Yes.
Bajoran iwi does come up in this competition. Right now, we'll just think of this as an ensemble. That's the best I could do, man. I wasn't going to divide it up into 3 different instruments because I was having a hard time picking out. Although now with you guys, I was able to kind of at least discern them more individually. But yeah, they did a great job with like filling out or fleshing out this Bajoran culture in DS9, and definitely one of the best iterations of Star Trek was DS9.
Agreed.
Now let's see here. We did the Bajoran Medieval Ensemble, and number 8. This is the 4th one in this bracket. It is the Cresian Marimba, another marimba. Now, if you remember TNG, the episode called The Perfect Mate, where Picard comes in contact with a metamorph who is basically designed as a, shall we say, a pleasurable engineered life form that's meant to be a pleasurable mate for somebody. She was intended as a gift in this peace talks and a treaty signing between 2 factions, and she was basically going to be the gift, but she met Picard, and her programming kind of attuned to him instead. She still had to go on about what she was to be, a wife of some guy that didn't really care for her, but her programming, as it were, was gauged on Picard. It was a sad one.
It was sad. I don't think she was engineered, though. They said that female metamorphs were just rare, and they scooped her up from her mother and trained her
Yeah.
to be a gift.
All right. Whatever.
Horrible.
Here we go.
Torch cloud.
Torch cloth.
That's right.
So there you
That's
go.
right.
Doom, 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 doom. All right. Yeah. So I heard a little bit of like almost like a little bit of a rattling synthy sound there, like a rain stick rattling, but less wooden, more like synthy. In addition to the mallet tone or the marimba tone.
Yeah, it's a cool tone.
Yeah, pretty good sound.
Synthesize marimba.
I have seen MIDI marimbas before. What was that name? I forget his first name, but Georgi Ligeti's son once did a performance in Miami, and I got to meet him. And he had basically a MIDI marimba. That's his chief instrument.
By the way, Liza, I did find a MIDI guitar, cigar box guitar.
Oh,
Yeah,
You'll have
I'm
to-
sure.
I put it in the chat. You're going to have to scroll up to get the link. But I did find one.
Let me see what kind of pickup he's using or which pickup he's
It's
using.
a
I
guy
don't
that
see your
posted on
chat.
Facebook.
Oh,
okay.
wait. Hold on.
Yeah,
Well,
I'll have to
while
watch
you're
it
looking
more
at
later.
that,
But
I am going to see here that, it did even out a bit. 29% for Adam's guitar, 14% for the Edo harp and guitar, 29% for the Bajoran percussion instruments, and 29. We have a three-way tie
oh my God,
for Katie's guitar.
I told you. I told you.
So,
That guitar is going to win no matter what because you gave it so many chances.
well, I was hoping one of them would knock the others out. I mean, there's a tie here. Is there anyone that didn't vote that could break the tie?
vote for the hippies.
Mike, I don't see your link.
You're going to have to go up. I posted it a while ago. I kind of forgot about it.
There's also a private chat that you could post to in EV Mux. Do you see it there?
Oh, wait. I see Mike, but I'm trying to click on
There it
it.
is.
Oh,
Yep.
wait, but I'm trying to click on the link. It's not letting me do it.
What?
It's like I could. Let me try it on YouTube.
Somebody get a person to come to the damn stream so they can vote.
Let me see. Mike, where's your thing? Mike. I don't see it.
So we're kind of screwed in this three-way tie here. Oh man.
All right.
And the thing is that two of them are guitar and one's percussion. So
Oh. I really want to see what pickup they're using.
well, I mean, we
Mike.
right now the audience isn't seeing it. Are you able to share your screen, Liza?
I am not.
Because I don't know if you have. All
It-
right.
Mike, it took me to some guy's Facebook page, but
That's what it's on, a Facebook page.
Well, right now our chat is probably like, well, if we're not seeing this, we can't join you in your revelry. So I found the link. All right, so let me see if I could share. Let's go over here. and-
I'll have
I
to check it
should've-
out later, Mike.
Well, yeah, I just watched a second of it. I've got it up to check out later too.
Yeah, once you get MIDI information into a DAW, or you can basically,
Let me get that up.
get your guitar to
the
sound like
hell?
whatever you want it to.
Right. Yeah. If you got a DAW with that capability, otherwise you got to plug into like one of Roland's things.
So this is on Facebook.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
have a Facebook account.
Yeah.
Oh, I was able to click out of that though. And
Right. So his
So are
CBG
we
there
seeing
has
this?
a MIDI pickup.
Yeah. There you go. And
Does
the
it-
one on the right in the middle is him playing it,
Yeah.
Let's see here.
the actual guitar. In the middle on the right. There you go. Well, you had it.
I'm
Other
not hearing
side.
sound.
Well, maybe Facebook don't
The
like
middle
you.
on the right. Oh, stop that. Let's go back.
Go down one, whoop, up
Middle
one.
on.
There you
There.
go. Yep, you had it. You keep clicking on the other one.
Well, this is middle right. I think you're seeing me at a delay also.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm not hearing it. Let's see. There we go.
Yeah, it sounds nice.
Little cello.
Wow.
It has a Eastern flavor.
Yeah.
Kind of
There we
orchestral
go.
with an Eastern flavor on
Who
it.
is this? Who is this guy? Rick Williams. Now I don't have a Facebook account, so I don't know if I can see his page. But
Well, Mike just did a search for cigar box guitar with MIDI pickup, and that's what it is.
yeah, but what we could probably—I'd like to get this Rick Williams on sometime.
Well, I don't know if he built it. I didn't look that far yet.
Oh, okay.
He
Yeah,
said
let's
testing
investigate
out
him a
our
little
new
bit
MIDI,
first.
so I don't know that he didn't buy it.
Guys, gentlemen, we have a super chat.
Oh, dear
Whoa.
me. Thank you very much.
From
Liza,
internet.
would you be able to read it off, please?
Yes, the Internet Help Desk. Last week, I dropped a piano down a mine shaft. The last thing I heard was A flat minor.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Cool beans.
That's
I'm
a
giving
good
that a
one.
like. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. Thank you, Internet Help Desk. We really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
It helps pay for the EVMux software that gives us so many fits.
Right. But Mike, I agree. To me, this MIDI pickup thing is like Star Trek technology. You can take a string instrument, and just have it sound like whatever you want.
Yeah,
Very
yeah. Well,
cool.
as you saw, Gabe does that, so
Yeah.
yeah, he's got that wild.
Okay,
uses
so
the Rowan.
I guess I need to put in the next 4 instruments, and I don't know if we're actually really going to be able to successfully complete this tournament since we have a 3-way tie, and nobody has come to break us out of it.
Wait, but don't we have more instruments to vote on?
Yeah, we do. I mean, so we'll vote on these different instruments.
Where's
and
Picard when you need him?
We'll see what happens, but with a 3-way
Yeah.
tie, which one goes on to the next round? Maybe what we could do is have the loser go on to the next round.
No.
Well,
let
maybe
me
everybody voted and there is no one else. to
let me
vote.
see. The winner, people, is the crossbow guitar because Lawrence gave it 3 chances
Well,
under
it-
3 different names.
It tied with percussion, though.
It did not.
The
No.
gongito. No,
No,
29%.
no, no.
All 3
Wait.
are 20.
Wait. The Edo harp, 14%. Katie's guitar and Adam's guitar are all the same instrument.
Yeah, but the
So-
thing is, the percussion's still there. The percussion's tied for... It's a 3-way tie, and percussion's in it.
Wait, but if you add the percentages
All right,
of
we'll just
Adam.
put Adam's guitar. All right, we'll just put Adam's guitar on the next one. All right. Since there's no way to break this tie, let's end the poll. We need to move on.
Okay.
All right. Next time I'll come up with a better idea. And so let's start a new poll here. And so in this one, bracket 2 is what? We have, well, I need to add and make sure there's 4. We have, the first one was the Aldean Mind Synth. Okay. And our second one was, oh, geez. That's why I have the brackets here so I can look it up. I forget what I did after that. We had Bajoran Gong, then Bajoran Medieval Ensemble, and then the Cresian Marimba. Okay, so let's go back here. Bajoran Gong. And then we have the Bajoran Medieval Ensemble, as I call it. And then finally the Cresian Marimba.
Hey, Mike.
Yes.
According to an AI thing I'm reading here, MIDI pickups are magnetic pickup with some software in it. So that means that anything that can work with a magnetic pickup can be MIDified. That opens up to making a MIDI percussion with, that's really cool. That is really cool.
Yeah. It's amazing what they got now.
Yes. I haven't seen any MIDI magnetic pickups applied to any other instrument except for guitar, but I bet Arduino has that figured out.
Well, it's not letting me vote, so I don't know what.
You can't vote?
Well, now it just did. I don't know what the matter is. Like the poll thing, the interface doesn't work well for me. And so it just, I just voted for the one I didn't want to, but whatever. Whatever. Okay, so the poll is now up for the next set of 4. And yeah, we're going to power through.
I voted.
Okay. We're going to
Chat,
power
vote.
through. We're going to the Vulcan Gong.
Yeah.
Now, this is from the episode in the original series called Amok Time, but it was really more like Ponfar Time, where Spock started feeling it, and lo and behold, they found out he had a, shall we say, kind of like an arranged marriage, and so not only does he have this state of being like highly eroticized and stuff like that, and anger and all these kinds of passions that the Vulcans suppress, he has to go there and finds out this woman doesn't really want him, and he has to fight Kirk because otherwise he would have lost to the Vulcan guy, and Kirk had to fake death, and then it was fun. But anyway, here's the Vulcan Gong from that episode. That's where you actually hear it. Just one strike. And then here we just see the picture of his not wife, not going to be wife.
So that dress is a little revealing for the time frame there, isn't it?
There was a lot of revealings going on in some of those Star Trek episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were forward thinking, I guess you would say. But anyway, she has her hand on the gong because she doesn't want him to ring it because she doesn't want to get married. But anyway, one more play here, since that's all we get is one thing. Now, I would say, this, it's a cool sounding gong. And
it is.
If that, now the thing is, we don't know if that gong that we see in front of us was what was actually played. It may have been just a prop, you hit it, but the orchestra plays a regular gong. But anyway, let's imagine. Okay, so there we go, Vulcan Gong. And we have some more Vulcan items here that are competing with one another. Now, I know Liza probably doesn't like that I have 3 Vulcans in a row, but
they all gone.
tough. It's tough. No, these are Vulcan bells from the same episode.
Well, then there you go. Different instrument.
And also, I think these were in The Way to Eden as well, but I'm playing them from here, Amok Time.
Carifar.
And this is where she says, "No, you're not ringing that gong. I ain't gonna marry you." just part of the score. They're not actually being played in the scene. I'm trying to get onto the bells here. There we go. So anyway, I think you know, you could probably make a structure like that, some strings, kind of like an abacus, but put like some clamshells on it or something and shake them. That might work.
Or
Maybe.
jingle bells.
That's what it sounded like. Sleigh bells.
Yes, sleigh bells.
Do 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 do.
Dun, 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 dun. Hey, that's fine. It doesn't have to be Christmas. That sleigh ride is just a winter song.
That's right.
So
Yeah, we got plenty of winter up here right now.
just a disclaimer. She's not being insensitive. It's just cold for her. She's from Miami, and North Florida is cold for her. Those of you in Wisconsin, do not get upset with us.
Oh, do we
Yeah.
have any cheeseheads out there? I love it. I
don't
love
know.
Wisconsin.
Do we? Do we have anyone in
Any
Wisconsin?
cheeseheads? Come on.
Or Canada. You know?
Or
Hey.
Canada?
Yes.
Oh, the
It's like,
51st state.
I
You're
Mike.
cold there in Florida, huh? All right, so those are the Vulcan bells. Let's move along here. But that was a cool episode because Spock didn't know that. He
Oh,
thought he
Scott,
had
you're in
killed-
Minnesota. I'm so sorry.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy. I
Grumpy
got a
old
friend
men.
from Minnesota. Yeah, that's a bit that's really north.
The Grumpy Old Men. That was a good film. I think that was.
That was a good film, yeah.
That's what I think about when I think about Minnesota. All right, here we go.
I think about Vikings. Not sure why.
Yeah, well, there's a number of.
All right, Spock's gonna get down now, man.
Yeah, the Vulcan synth, and Adam's just going to hang out and listen to it. He's going to see that Spock's not really a Herbert. That was the name they called people that were you know,
Squares.
yeah.
It's half liar, half synth thing. That's cool.
I'm going to move it on over here. Yep, it's got those knobs, some tone wheels at the top there.
Yeah.
So what did he think about this? What could we do with this?
What do you mean? What could we do with this?
I mean, could we make something like this?
Well, yeah, the MIDI pickup just makes all of this possible really easily, you know.
Mhm.
And so, but you know, this instrument, a ton of people have built it. It's, you know, it's a lyre. It's not technically a harp, because for something to be considered to be a harp, the strings have to run through the soundboard, and the sound is being transferred to the soundboard through a bridge. So that's the difference between a harp and a lyre. So this is really a lyre. And so you build a lyre and then you fit a MIDI pickup somewhere in there and you can get the synth acoustic thing that Spock has going there. Very
Wicked.
cool. Super
Okay.
wicked. Super wicked.
Yeah. So I'm sure people have made instruments inspired by this. Like in the Google pictures I saw, it was hard to see what was the real Vulcan harp, like from the show, which were made by fans and stuff. But there we go. I think that's a good one right there. Probably.
That's a good one. That's the one that's going to win, I'm sure.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's going to win the final round.
Okay.
Once
if we get
everything
there.
comes
Gonna
together.
take all the
Get
marbles.
there.
I mean, how can you compete with the Vulcan harp, really?
Yeah,
Not easily.
didn't
Not
like it
easily.
in a very early episode, like in season 1. Didn't Uhura play it at
Yeah,
one
she was the
point?
first to play it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So
He
anyway,
had eyes for Spock.
yeah, a little bit now and then.
I thought Nurse Chapel was the one with eyes.
Oh yeah, she did
Oh,
too.
he really had the hots for Spock.
Oh, man.
And then later, as
And why
Lwaxana
not, man? Them
Troi, she
pointy
had the
ears.
hots for everybody.
Sexy.
You're right about that, Mike.
So anyway, this is Quark's musical rocks.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
And that's all you get, folks. It was just a real fleeting glimpse, as well as a fleeting performance, but it's from Emissary, the first episode of Deep Space Nine. And they're kind of like metallic things that you just bang on, but they look kind of like rocks, so I just called them Quark's musical rocks. On the website, it's just called Quark's musical instrument in quarks.
Yeah, that's
But-
not very good.
But there was a number of instruments that weren't on that website that we did add. Like it didn't mention the Klingon violin that's coming up or Klingon drums. And so we have a number of things coming up. So there we go. That's our next set of 4. Let's see how things went in bracket number 2, if there was an actual winner or not. And it looks like there is 29% for the Bajoran medieval ensemble, as well as the Cresian marimba. But that was not enough for prevailing is the Aldean mind synth. And I think we know why. It'd be nice to just use your mind to make the music you want to make.
Yep.
And Bajoran gong, no votes. All right, so there we actually do have one that went on. And you know what? In case we do, in case this idea does work out and we are able to do this this tournament to the end, I am going to go here and put aside the winners. Create new folder. I'm going to call it round 2. And even though there was no clear winner in the first one, I'm going to just use Adam's guitar. Although, yeah, I mean, maybe folks were voting for the episode, with the DS9 thing. All right, and then what do we have here? This round, who won again? It was the Mind Synth. All right, there we go. So those are set aside now for round 2 in case it happens. It may need to be next week. I don't know, because this is, well, you want to take your time when you're having fun. All right, so now we need to put up the next poll.
Who won this round? I'm sorry. I missed it and I'm trying to keep up
The
with the
All
chat.
Day and Mind Synth.
Of course. Okay. Cool.
Now, what happened here? It took away my chat. What are you doing?
So far going to the finals is Adam's crossbow guitar and the mind synth.
Yep, so far.
Yay.
Now, what are the 4 in this section? I need to remind myself. The Vulcan gong, Vulcan bells, Vulcan harp, and the musical rocks at Quarks. All right, so there we go. Add. And we have here, top one, Vulcan gong, Vulcan bells, Vulcan harp, and then finally Quark's musical rocks. Not an official title there, folks, but all right. So I have that poll up now, so folks can vote for it. And
Submit your vote, folks.
there we go. And we shall move on because we are not trying to drag this out too much, we have the next 12 to get to. So we've done 12 so far. We're halfway through our first round. Next, we have a set of 4 where we begin with the Algolian. I'm calling it the Algolian hanging marimba, because in the episode it's just mentioned as Algolian ceremonial rhythms. And so it turned out that it was important to know these rhythms, because that's how Riker sent a secret message to the Enterprise when they were kidnapped by the Ferengi. Lwaxana Troi, as well as Deanna Troi and Riker were all kidnapped. Then Picard at the end had to recite Shakespeare and compete for her to get the Ferengi to let her go. All right, here we go. But this is how it began, with a chess match between Riker and a Ferengi.
Check and mate.
Perfect. The Queen's Gambit finished off with the Aldebaran exchange.
It's unfair. I couldn't concentrate with all that noise.
Noise? It's Algolian ceremonial rhythms.
Okay. There we go.
Sounds like a plucky synthesizer.
Blum, 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 blum. Well, it does sound like hollow bamboo.
Yeah, like wind
Kind of.
chimes, but
It was probably a
they're hammered,
synthesizer,
yeah.
but, you know, it certainly had
I
a
think-
bit of a...
Yeah, it could
has a
definitely
woody
be
sound.
made acoustically, yeah. Could be made acoustically.
Well, and mic'd, yeah, if you mic it.
Yeah.
Because
Just
it
get-
sounded like it had a little bit of delay in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
But yes,
So-
it definitely had a woody sound. Shut up, Wesley. I'm with you, Rad.
yeah.
Not a Wesley fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Luckily, I like all the other ones.
I don't think anybody's a Wesley Crusher fan.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Well, at least he recognized the rhythms, and they were able to get the kidnappees.
Yeah,
back.
Brainiac.
Yeah. It's like, no,
Yes.
everything.
See, Scott's on our side too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Teacher's pet. All right, there we go. Next, we have the Bajoran harp. Now, this is from Ascension, DS9. That's where this guy came out of the wormhole, and he was a Bajoran and a Bajoran poet. And he found out like 100 years later they didn't have the caste system anymore, and he was really upset about that. He you know, it looked like Cisco might relinquish being the emissary for this guy, and until at the end Cisco decides he is going to be the emissary and embody the role, because this guy just wanted to start a caste system. And here we go. This is the, I guess, it's the Bajoran harp. So making a
Yeah,
harp
little
in the-
bells on
Kind of
the
looks like
tree.
you got the
Started with
cramps there.
something simpler.
Oh, that's better.
Come in, come in. The services are about to begin.
I can tell I have no aptitude for it.
That's because you didn't give yourself over to what you were doing.
How can you say that? I was up half the night. I have a flock of flightless birds in my quarters.
Wow. That's really out of context. A flock of flightless birds in my quarters. But anyway, here's a good look at that harp. It did seem to have a bit of a delay on it, very synthy. Maybe it has a built-in speaker, you know, so that you could do that. And yeah, I don't know that the bells on it really added much to it, but you know, it's a prop. It's a prop. But kind of nice.
It sounded nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bling, bling. The guy kept waving it around, so, you know. Hold still, fella. All right, there we go. Bajoran harp. We move on. Let's make up some time here. Let's see. number 15 here in the list is a Naran touch synth. Now, this is from Voyager,
Ooh.
where the Anarans had a planet where there was like I guess a bit of a genocide that happened, and the experiences of an older Anaran lady were in the dreams of B'Elanna Torres. So, but at this moment, what was it? Neelix just had a tribute to the Anarans by having a bit of a dinner and all sorts of Anaran things going on. And this guy is a musician, and he plays this synth here, which looks kind of like a globe, and you just kind of touch around, and it does all sorts of harmonic things. This is something that I think would be cool to make, if it
That
was
would
possible.
be cool. I'm sure it is possible. Let me see what type of capacitive sensors Arduino has. Let's see.
All right, I'm gonna just like pause this and back it up to where we get a good look at it. There we go. So anyway, it's like almost like, you know, those balls that have like plasma inside, and when you touch them, the like there's some sort of electrostatic conductivity, and the plasma kind of like goes towards your hand.
Yep.
It'd be neat to have something like that, but it also, depending on the position of your hands.
I'm doing a search trying to find it.
Yeah, it's really hard to see because he's not really moving that thumb, so it's hard to really see what is down on the other side. There looks like buttons, but I don't know.
Well, I mean, this is an
he's not
actor
moving.
that was given a prop and it said, just play it like an instrument. That's basically what happened. So we can't.
You know what I find interesting so far out of all these instruments is that, you know, because this is the future. In the future, it's all very kind of slow, melodic, ambient type music. You know, there's no shredding on any of this stuff or, you know, fast speed. It's like we got past that because there's an obsession. You know, people are obsessed, not everyone, but people are obsessed with how fast somebody can play rather than how creative and good they can play.
Yeah.
But I just, that ran in my head, you know, it's like this has all been very slow, melodic, ambient, new agey type. So just an observation.
Yeah. Well, they are from like the original series, like the 60s and then the 90s. So both of those decades did have their fair share of people wanting to kind of relax and be more meditative, and also appreciating music from other cultures and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
That was one thing they did have in common. And so,
yeah, people who like music, but, you know, talking about the 90% that just want to, you know, either see something played fast or poppy or, you know, skimpy clothing.
or just beats,
Yeah.
where the beat is the only
Right.
thing. Now, I like rhythms, and they could be really powerful, like especially in shamanic drumming and stuff. But
Oh, absolutely.
some of these beats, especially with mumble rap,
Mumble rap.
People.
I can't even keep track of all these genres. And people argue about it, and I'm like,
what's the
I don't
matter,
know.
Liza? You seemed upset about something.
No, not upset. Not upset. I was just mumbling to myself. But guys, you're not going to believe this. But GitHub has a project with all the information you need for the build on how to turn a plasma ball into a sensor. The plasma ball through some SparkFun microcontroller here. It'll put out your amp readings, and of course, if you feed that into those readings into a piece of software like Max, you can control the amp readings into, sound. Yeah. Wait, I got the link. I will paste it in the chat here for anyone who wants to explore that.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Copy.
Definitely keep that on hand.
Paste.
All right, so that was the Inarin touch synth, and now we have here Klingon violin. Of course, the Klingon restaurant in Deep Space Nine, in this one called Melora, where this lady from, I forget the name of the planet, but it was a low gravity planet, and she was. It's really difficult for her to deal in our gravity because she's used to, a lower gravity environment, and so she basically had to use a wheelchair and all sorts of assistance to get around. Well, anyway, the doctor and her had a little bit of a fling, and so they were at a Klingon restaurant and being serenaded by this guy here. I don't know what his name was. We could just call him Gablok or something like that.
No. Ay, ay, ay.
It's Martok's younger brother, Chub Talk. All right, here we go.
So am I.
Bayona, you might be right.
Oh, you must be exhausted. If you don't want to stay.
Oh, let's just sit a while and listen. I want to remember all of this.
All righty there. Actually, some pretty good singing there. The violin was, just doing a little strumming, but the vocals, wow. I think one of these days we'll have an episode of the vocalists from Star Trek.
We definitely need to do that. We could
Oh man,
feature.
Vic Fontaine will probably clean up.
Oh no, but no, Vic Fontaine would have to fight for his position against Data and the doctor from Voyager and this Klingon guy.
Maybe Worf might be an
Oh,
outside.
with Worf. Or that lady that plays the organ with 4 hands.
4 hands?
Yeah, she plays there's an episode where Riker ends up in a bar and he approaches this lady playing some blues on an organ.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, looks
She has
like
a good voice too.
100% to 000. The Vulcan harp won that last round, so I am going to put the Vulcan harp into round 2. You know what? I think next week we might do the final rounds of this to finish it off, but also since that will be fairly quick, I think we might want to combine that with what we're doing now musically, because I know this week I really want to work on some music, and maybe I could show what I worked on this week next week. And Mike,
there you go,
putting out some new music. I saw your latest release was today, so I haven't been able to.
Oh
check
God,
it out
what
yet.
I do now?
No, you released something today.
I know, but most of the time, most of that stuff is put in advance. Because I'm not going to put, if I do like 6 videos over a weekend, I'm not going to put them all out, on the same day. So
yeah.
Oh, it was scheduled. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait.
It's very rare that they're not. And sometimes if I have new stuff, I end up moving other stuff up. So, it could have been something I did, 2 months ago. Hard to say. Yeah, I've got stuff scheduled for the next 3 months. That's why I haven't really been making many new videos lately. I've been working on guitar, actually. So there'll be more to come.
Okay, so we are going to end this poll here. The Vulcan harp goes ahead, and we are going to...
Of course it does.
Yes.
New poll.
Okay. And this one has, let's see, the Algolian hanging marimba. Sounded like bamboo shoots. And
cool sounds.
We just did these. The hanging marimba, what was after that? Oh, Bajoran harp. And then we had the oh yeah, the Inaran touch synth. Some of these names are the names that I'm just giving them.
Yeah, don't have any names.
They're just a lot of times listed as Inaran musical instrument. And then we have here the last one is Klingon violin, which sounds much more like kind of like a guitar or a lute or something, but he literally had a violin neck there that he was strumming.
It definitely is a violin neck that he's strumming. Cool beans, though.
Yeah, they're like, okay.
Oh, this is a hard call.
I mean, I guess I can't be swayed by the Klingons' vocals.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I can't just let the scene dictate which instrument is cooler. I'm just trying to judge the instrument on its own merits and not the performer was playing it. So, man. Wait, what was that? You know what? I voted. I submitted my vote. Chat, please submit a vote for this one. This one's going to be hard.
Submit.
Yes.
Submit. All right. And then we have here, I'm going to get through our next ones. We might actually be able to finish tonight. I don't know. But we'll see. We have the Betazoid chime.
I'm betting on next week.
Well, next week, we're definitely going to be including some of our music and stuff.
Oh, Scott, I hope we don't end up with a tie again. Ties just complicate things.
Yes. Uh-oh. But anyway, we can look at our next ones while people are voting. The next round, well, not round, but the next bracket has Betazoid chime. I just say chime because it's, I think, only one. I say chime because it doesn't really sound like a gong, even though it may look more like one. But it's Mr. Home playing this at kind of like a pre-wedding dinner where Troy's there and there was an arranged marriage that, as you see, didn't work out. But the husband-to-be was there, she was there, her mother's there, and the young man's parents were there. And it was a little bit, there was some petty bickering going on. Let's just put it that way. So I cut this up. This is the scene chopped up a bit so that we could hear the chime better and so that YouTube doesn't take me down because it was probably long enough that they would do that.
Yeah.
So I had to chop it up. But I think you'll get the gist.
Considering the rate at which you imbibe, sir, is your lineage at all mixed with human?
I love this. That's what I'm going to do the next time someone asks me a question I don't want to answer.
Just look up. It's like, oh.
Is it true, Captain,
poor
that this
Data.
Tyrellian ship headed for Haven? Yes, ma'am. Would it be possible to prepare some medical needs?
Mr. Data? Sir, you're circling the room like a buzzard.
Perhaps being human yourself, sir, you do not find them as intriguing as I.
he do that?
Yep.
Could you please continue the petty bickering? I find it most intriguing.
Yeah, I had to leave that in.
Petty
so, yeah, I
bickering.
chopped out a lot of the dialogue there, but I think I got the salient points. So Troy is definitely not going to vote for this one.
No.
But this is, at the end of this episode is when Holm actually talks. He actually said to the captain, "Thanks for the drinks."
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the only time we hear Mr. Holmes say anything.
Yeah, I think so. So anyway, there's the Betazoid chime. Now, I think we can make something like this. I don't know if it would look exactly like that because that has more of a dream catcher look to it, and you would need something that's more flat surfaced, I think.
Probably.
Probably, but could always try it out. Just I don't know, maybe a hubcap in a frame. Hubcap in a frame, you know, and just whack at it and see how it sounds.
You know, there's some, what do you call these? There's some tumblers that I bought from the dollar store that produce a sound that's similar to that when you tap it.
Oh, I've got mason jars. Remember those mason jars from the dollar store?
Yeah.
That, you know, you can kind of hit the cap and the resonating chamber. Oh, it sounds pretty cool. Maybe I'll play them next week or something.
Well,
all right.
Be cool to bring that, take those things, those found sounds, and add them to our percussion thing.
Now we're getting a heavyweight in this tournament.
Oh, we are?
It's the Medellin 2 piano.
Ooh. Wait, I don't remember this. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Yes. Where she got it from was actually Medellin 2. In the previous scene, they show that. I decided to go with the scene where they're in the Jeffries tubes, where there's such great acoustics.
Right.
Now, I'm going to ask you a little bit after this because you have a little backstory on this, Liza, but let's play it first so people are reminded.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know where we are?
Yes, this is the fourth intersect in Jeffries Tube 25.
No, this is the most acoustically perfect spot on the ship. The intersection acts as a resonance chamber.
How did you find it?
A little exploring.
You mean to say that you crawled through every tube on the ship?
Well, not everyone.
There we go. Yes. So as you saw from there, it basically unwraps. Now, Liza, you were telling me something about this, that at that time when you first saw this episode when it came out.
Yeah, I desperately wanted one. And then years and years and years later, I think I was in grad school, I found one. I found a flat keyboard piano on Amazon and I bought it. And it was the worst keyboard I ever purchased. But the purchase was inspired by this. I want this thing. I still want something that works like that. Who knows? Is there something like that out there, chat? And not just the Rolo keys, but is there something highly functional that's flat like that?
Well, your flat keyboard that you had, what was it made out of?
It was just basically a keyboard printed onto a flexible plastic mat with some cheap contacts on the bottom, like keyboard contacts, computer keyboard contacts with those with graphite contacts, and you'd really have to press down on the keys, and not like a pianist, but it wasn't playable, but I thought it was. I was hoping that it would work. Something like this thing, and no.
Was it velocity sensitive?
No.
Okay.
It wasn't anything sensitive. I should have read the description. I was just hoping that well, let me see what's out there now.
Well, there's the rolly keyboards that are kind of like cushiony.
Not the same though. You can't play
Yeah.
it like a piano.
Yeah, no, definitely. Well, I don't think you're going to play anything like this, like a piano, because
Well,
they're
it
not
would be
raised and there's no weight.
it would be cool to have something flat like that you know, something that people who play piano like to do is what do you call it? Play table piano. Like,
Yeah.
you know, and even though you're not going to get the same response as from a real piano, if it would respond well to your table piano playing, tap piano playing, it would be really cool.
But this was a really good episode where
yeah.
Commander Darren's aboard and Picard
Looks like they have some almost flat MIDI controller keyboards.
Oh, they still sell the 49 key roll up piano. Don't buy that.
No, I didn't see that.
There's there 88 key versions I could see here now. They call it a sticker keyboard for kids. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, definitely would feel different than even like the plastic keys of a MIDI controller. It's like flat. There's nothing to feel. And it would be hard, like if you were reading music and just playing by feel, you can't feel the 2 and the 3 key sections. So
no,
you'd have to look
they got
at your
88.
hands.
They got 88 key roll-ups, but yeah, that's got to be crap for the price.
it is crap for the price. I bought one of these before and hoping it would. I mean,
yeah, you would think something of a quality would be more toward above $100, but I don't know.
Yeah, no. I mean, that instrument that they show in Star Trek has not been invented yet. Not some.
You would
not
think, though, you would
of that
think with
quality.
all the MIDI capabilities,
Yeah.
that you would be able to, I mean, have that roll out thing and just roll it out and, from just, I don't know, you would think that it would be here, but it will be.
They do have the keyboard from Big.
from Big? Oh,
yeah, the Tom Hanks movie where he's dancing on the keyboard.
That would be easy to build.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, with
Now you have made dance floors that are interactive and stuff using contact mics and everything.
Yeah, but you could do stuff like that with like Makey microcontroller or Dentaku's Ototo, or there are a lot of bare conductive microcontrollers that you could do that with, or or you could take a webcam and map out a floor and you could create interactive projections in Max. I was experimenting putting together patches that do that, and just set up a webcam and map out the floor and project a keyboard. You could do it.
Well, thinking of keyboards, we have what's called a trill piano, although really, even though Jadzia is a trill, or was a trill, she died. But this was Jake's keyboard that she was playing here, but it's called Trill Piano on the website, so we're going to go with that. Here we go. And it just looks like a standard MIDI controller, though. But...
Whose is this? It's mine. I didn't know that you played. I don't. I took lessons for a while, but I wasn't very good.
Oh, I know the feeling. None of Dax's hosts, even Jadzia, had any musical ability.
Nobody said life was fair.
Oh, even if you had 7 of them. You would think one of us would have been born without a tin ear. Sounds like one of you had some talent after all.
That's lovely.
Quiet. That's not it. What piece was that? I don't know. I don't believe I've ever heard it before.
Well, maybe you hit on it by accident, you know. Beginner's luck.
Better stop it there. That was getting a little long.
Yes.
Of course, YouTube doesn't say how long of clips you can play.
Yeah.
But anyway, we get the idea. They have keyboards like this now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, this is a keyboard.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, all sorts of shapes and sizes. I remember those Korg Nanos that were like about maybe 2 inches by 12 inches. Just these.
Yeah.
Didn't feel like keyboards, but at least you had buttons to press there. But there we go. So I like how she refers to herself in the third person there. Well, she is 2 entities in one, but referred to both as the third person. But anyway, that's from the episode Equilibrium, where she finds out that there was one lifetime that was very short, but it was because it was someone who murdered to become a host and kind of got swept under the carpet. So that's Trill Piano. And then finally for this bracket, we have the Teresian... What is this called? A Teresian gong and slappy sticks, right? Is that what I called it? Yes, this is from Voyager. Harry Kim was drawn to a planet where they kind of try to pretend like they initially implanted him in his Earth mother, but he's really from there, but it wasn't true. It was just a bunch of women that like to kill men. I don't know. I forget the reason why they did that, but they...
Whoa, Mike.
They did. What?
Yeah, you saw it.
What?
Custom, this guy embeds keyboards and
drums and the whole 9 yards.
Everything into his guitar. So everything is at his
Yeah, I'm going to watch some of
fingertips.
that later or tomorrow or whenever.
That is cool.
Well, do you want to share that with our audience? He's popping links in the chat.
Yeah.
Link in the chat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let me know if there's something you want me to show, but for now we'll just look at the Teresian.
Yeah, I'm not trying to delay the show.
Oh, don't worry. No, that's useful stuff.
Amal Ulat, let us be joined.
Oh, yeah. All right, there we go. So I put them all together since you just hear one gong hit at the beginning. I don't know if it's even a gong, but it's like, ding, maybe a chime. I don't know.
It looks like Luxana Troy's gong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the gong that Mr. Holm was using. They reused it.
A little smaller, maybe. But there we go. Yeah, so that was that. And then the slappy
Probably
stick.
just plastic.
Yeah, probably.
Looks like it.
And then the slappy sticks, which actually sounded pretty cool.
Well, those look like sticks.
Yeah.
They might be real.
Yeah, those might actually be real instruments. But...
The other one, that could be Memorex.
Memorex. It's awesome.
Alrighty, so let me make sure I got these names right because I'm going to make the next poll for this bracket.
There you go.
The second to last one, we have Betazoid chimes, Metalline 2 piano, trill piano, and then these things here. So
Let's vote. Let's vote.
I'm moving. Okay. I need to go over here. And so, who survived that bracket, the previous one? Oh, 17% tied for last place were the Inaran touch synth. Oh, wow. I thought that one might do better. And the Algolian hanging marimba. I think, wow.
So who won that round?
Well, we have a 33% and a 33%, so it's a tie again.
Oop.
The Bajoran harp and the Klingon violin.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
gosh.
So we have to make a quick
Oh,
decision
no.
because we can't put two into the next round.
Let's vote on
Is
the.
there anyone that hasn't voted on this?
Well, why don't you just drop the other ones and re-vote on the two?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I should have done that before, I guess, on the other one. Okay. Klingon violin or Bajoran harp is what we're going to do real quick here.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's just do that. Start poll, and then we have here Bajoran harp and Klingon violin. All right. We'll say sudden death here. All right. If this ties again, then I don't know what we're going to do. Could always just give up.
No.
Oh my gosh, the Bajoran harp is winning.
Wow.
Surprising.
Well,
Yeah.
it does look cool.
It does have a cool sound too. I think that the Klingon thing is cooler just because of the performer, but the sound of the Bajoran harp is cooler.
Yes.
too. Yeah.
Yeah. If you think about just the instrument itself,
And the violin isn't really a violin.
The voice, the singing is what I mean. So when we have our competition of Star Trek vocalists,
Yeah.
definitely include that guy. Maybe
Well,
a little bit
the
more.
only reason we call it a violin, Mike, is because it literally is the neck of a violin.
Oh yeah. I get that part of it, but yeah, he's not playing it with a bow, so
No.
in my mind, it makes it less violin-like.
Yeah.
I mean, I know some violinists do pluck, but they also use the bow.
Somebody, gonna have to get a family member or somebody else that.
Don't tell me we're tied again.
Yeah, we're tied again. I'm just fine.
Oh God, Mike. Well, the hosts are going to have to break this tie. So what do you?
Yeah, if anyone hasn't voted yet, you got to now. 10, 9.
That's right. There is 3 of us.
7,
Yes.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay.
All right.
So, all right, Liza, what do you vote?
The Bajoran harp.
All right, so that's 2 there. Doesn't matter what I do. It looks like the Bajoran harp goes through.
Yes.
Your vote matters, sir.
Yeah, right.
That comes from a guy in Tennessee, so
Cool beans.
read that however you want.
Okay, so let me get the Bajoran harp copied here. Wow.
I don't even want to know what. I didn't see any price on that guy's thing on the crazy guitar. I can't even imagine what that would cost.
Oh, for
But I'm thinking you could do it with a cigar box. It'd have to be a big cigar box. See, you're electronically inclined. See, with me, the first time I used a soldering gun was putting a piezo pickup on one of those things. And yeah, it wasn't pretty.
oh
It
my.
worked, but it wasn't pretty.
But there's a lot you can do without. I mean, I'm not an engineer. I just like to read
You're
and
more than I
tinker.
am.
But you can do a lot with like if you remember the MIDI Dantiba that I built, really what makes that work is a really simple microcontroller with a really simple sensor. It's called Makey Makey, and you can basically turn anything metallic into a pushable button, and you could embed that into any instrument that you build, and it goes, it connects to a computer via USB. And with software like Max, or if you have or Ableton that reads key presses, you can, while you play, turn on effects or do whatever you want with those triggers.
See, and there's my problem. Years ago, I tried a trial version of Ableton, and I couldn't. It just didn't make sense to me. And I know
was
most
able to get
people, a
it
lot of
down.
people use that, and it's, but yeah, I got Studio One, so I don't know. And that Max program, I never could figure that out either. It was way beyond my technical capabilities.
Well, if ever you get into Max, Mike, I have a ton of MIDI for MIDI. Max for MIDI tutorials on my channel, and I have a tutorial on how I built the MIDI Dantiba from beginning to end, including how to build the software to get it to work. And
Yeah,
so you could basically build whatever musical instrument you want that's rolling around in your head with that tutorial.
And when I've watched some of your videos, and yeah, the smoke comes out my ears, and yeah,
Mike.
I'm serious. I go, wow, she's really yeah. You don't give yourself enough credit. So
Well, the next poll is up, folks. So
Oh,
please
time to vote.
Vote,
Yeah.
vote.
Yes, and I will do our last bracket here. And let's see here. Uh-huh. And so we can be holding these while folks vote. And we have here the first one. Wait a minute. No, we
Yep.
already did that.
Yep.
Yep.
How many more instruments do we have on the docket?
Just 4.
Oh,
This is the last bracket here.
Oh,
The
this one's
Bajoran
cool.
Iwi.
Yes.
Iwi stands for electronic wind instrument. And, well, actually, I think the ones that really call themselves Iwis are the Akai brand called the Akai Iwis. But there are basically electronic wind instruments that do exist. But here is a Bajoran that plays one. And there may have been one in that medieval ensemble, too.
Yeah.
I have a Roland Aerophone myself. Maybe next week I could
Oh,
jam on that a little bit.
I've been trying to get this guy to come on with his Iwi. I guess technically it's the Aerophone. You should come on with it. It's a cool
Yes.
instrument.
Yes.
And by the way, guys, Lawrence is an incredible saxophonist, if you didn't know. And he should come on more and show off, I think.
Lawrence.
Lawrence. So
All right. Onward
Come on,
we go.
baby, give us some sax.
we put him on the spot, Mike.
Yeah. No, I used to make my living for like a couple years when I was living in State College, PA. After master's degree at Penn State, I made my living playing saxophone in bands. So
there you go.
Chat. Tell him that you want to hear him play saxophone. Do a duet with me on cigar box guitar.
Well, definitely could do the Aerophone duet next week if we're going to be sharing some music. Yeah. I mean, we're still going to see if we finish this. Let's power on. Let's soldier on.
Soldiering on. 17 likes. Thanks, Scott. Nice.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, chat. Thank you, everyone
and
watching.
If you're joining us after the fact, please hit that like button and leave a comment. Let us know if there's any instruments we missed that you really like. I do have to mention there was one called the Meridian Harp on that planet Meridian, where in DS9, where the planet kind of like phases out of our
Disappears, but
dimension.
you can't see it
For like 60 years, and then it comes back in. for like a week or whatever, and then it goes away. And Jadzia found a love interest there, some Hallmark Channel guy, and they were talking to each other, and there's a harp playing, and it was off in the distance and blurry, so you can't see it.
Yeah.
And sound-wise, it sounded like regular harp, so I just didn't put it in because we wouldn't be able to talk about it much. And plus, we'd have an odd number of instruments, 25 then. I also couldn't put in the Rysian lute because I looked at that episode. It was an episode called Let He Who Is Without Sin. It's the episode where Dax and Worf with the Doctor and DS9, they all go to Risa with Quark and everything, and Worf kind of like falls in with some fundamentalist group that doesn't like the debauchery of Risa. But the thing is, I watched the whole episode. We've seen it in the past, and I watched it again, and I couldn't see a lute there anywhere.
No, yeah.
Nor hear it. So anyway, here we go. Bajoran Iwi, electronic wind instrument.
I hear you've been trying to get in touch with me.
All right, I'm going to have to pause it there. It's starting to get a little long. But wow, Warren had some girl rubbing his back there. Wow, that was nice. Well, anyway, let's get back to the instrument.
Warren.
Who I think is a play on Cheers with Norm. They just kind of rearranged the letters. Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Norm. You know, the guy that was basically always there.
Oh, I never noticed that. That probably is a reference to Cheers. Wow.
So anyway, there are a variety of wind controllers, and like Roland has the Aerophone series, which I have. I also have an Akai Iwi, but I gifted that to my wife Eliza. So now that she has an Iwi, maybe she could come on and play it.
No, I'm not a wind player. I will leave the wind playing to you, the expert.
There's a number of brands out there. There's even some that like physically feel and look just like a saxophone, but they're electronic. You know, the sound doesn't really come out of the instrument; it comes out of the cable. You know,
Yeah.
And so a whole variety out there. But anyway, the way this looks, it's not anyone that I've seen. This was in the '90s, so. But I don't think it was anything that was on the market. He was just probably holding something with an LED light on it, and pretty cool prop. It looks kind of like an
ahead of
Iwi.
its time.
It's a beautiful prop, and it kind of does look like an Iwi.
Yeah, and probably they recorded the music here using an Iwi, probably.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like it's breath controlled, but it is synth. So anyway, there we go. Bajoran Iwi was nice. That's at least what I'm calling it. You know, on the website it says like Bajoran musical instrument. It's like, all right, how about some Klingon drums?
Yes.
Ooh.
It's also from Deep Space Nine. You are cordially invited. This is when Dax and Worf got married. And this is the wedding drums. Kind of dark. Sorry, folks. Can't help that.
and steel did the gods forge the Klingon heart. So fiercely did it beat, so loud was the sound, that the gods cried out, "On this day we have brought forth the strongest heart in all the heavens."
There we go. I included her speech because it's pretty cool.
It kind of reminded me of Kyle Young a little bit.
Yeah, and in the background you could hear a bit of trombone going on there. I think that was more of the score rather than in the scene. But anyway, the
that was
Klingon
badass.
drums, yeah, very good. Almost like taiko drums.
Yes.
Although if you look at them visually here, which is dark, I can't see hardly anything here. Klingons like it dark, you know. But
I like Klingons.
It's not as big as taiko drums, at least.
Their music is cool. Klingon music is cool.
Oh yeah, definitely. I don't think Worf was the best singer, though.
No.
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 He probably won't fare well in that competition.
No. But we should include him.
He was a sexy Klingon, but he couldn't sing worth a shit.
Yeah.
Well, let us move on here to, and then in Picard season 3, when they brought the crew back, he was cool looking, definitely, with the white hair. All right, we have the Klingon drums, Bajoran harp. We did Bajoran Iwi Klingon drums, and then we have here Novan bone flute. Now this is from Star Trek Enterprise, and
they're ocarinas.
Yeah,
Made out of different things. Yeah.
I assumed it was bone, though. It looks kind of like bone. So
it looks like a bone.
Well, that one looks like
May not really be a bone, but it looks like one.
That one looks like an animal's a bird skull. But later on in the episode, in that scene when they pan to the other flute players, those look like they're playing terracotta ocarinas, larger ones.
Ooh. I do have an ocarina here. It's the fingerings are just so different than what I'm used to that it's done a lot of sitting around, not being played.
You got to get a flute wizard one.
Yes,
I got one of them. It's really nice.
There's a guy on YouTube also. I think his channel's called Stone Flutes. But he builds really big terracotta or low fire clay ocarinas that have a really cool sound too. Yeah. There's so many incredible instrument builders on YouTube. Incredible.
Yes,
I'm gonna
past episodes with the past episode with the flute wizard was a good one.
Oh yeah.
He gave us a lot of information and played a lot of different flutes that he makes for us. So.
Genius builder. Yes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So look back for that one. Here we go. Let's hear some of these Novan ocarinas. There we are. And so, Robot said, how about the ram's horn, shafar? Those are definitely cool. I think the flute wizard has made flutes out of, he says, humanely procured horns.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and then there's the gemshorn, which is, I believe, ram horns or something like that, but
those are cool things. Yeah, I need to do some more fluting. But anyway, I could hear that the lower tone there was actually synth. Synth pad. But the higher ones could have been, ocarinas.
Maybe.
Well, synths can do a whole lot of things these days too, so it's amazing.
All righty. So those were good. Yeah, we're going to probably watch a little more Enterprise tonight when we wind down.
Yeah, getting into it. I never thought I could, but yeah, getting into it.
All righty, here we go. The last one.
Yes.
Picard.
Picard.
There we go. No fair, man. He threw in Picard.
With his penny whistle.
Talk about flutes. Well, this one, there's a number of episodes where he played, and the original was The Light Within, where he was on the planet, and, well, he wasn't there. he basically got a download from the life of being a person there on that planet that went nova. Well, the sun went nova. And so he basically has the experience of a lifetime there almost, or half a lifetime. And so it is kind of like, I guess, one of those, what kind of memory would that be? I guess a really sad memory. And so the flute certainly had meaning to it in the episodes, and I chose this one here because of the excellent acoustics.
Yes.
Try it, see how it sounds.
Oh, beautiful.
That's beautiful. What is it?
It's an old folk melody.
I've never heard you play with such feeling.
And then they play together.
Oh, gorgeous.
All righty.
Samuel Lawrence, you threw in a ringer.
Yeah, gosh.
What do you mean a ringer?
It's all over, man.
Yeah.
You might as well not even go any farther. Picard, you threw in Picard. It's all over.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'm looking at our previous bracket, and it looks like the trill piano won out. Maybe it was all that bashing you did of the meddling, too. Or at least the... yeah.
Really?
The
Trill
one that
piano
you bought.
won?
Yes,
Oh.
trill piano. But
Yeah.
that's all right. That's all right.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to end that poll. I'm going to put the trill piano forward, and let's make the next poll here. This is the last of the first round. And so what do we have here? I got to remember what we had in this round. Was it the Bajoran Iwi? I mean, these were all kind of like flute-like or wind-like instruments.
Yeah.
Except for the drums, which
Oh,
I was
Klingon
already ready to vote for until you threw in the Picard.
Oh,
It's going to be 100%.
I don't know. The Bajoran Iwi was cool.
Hold on, I have to do this
And
again
drums
for some
were
reason.
really wicked.
Yeah,
Come
the
on.
Klingon
Now I
drums.
got smoke coming out my ears.
So this is going to be a tough round. Yes. Thank you, Scott.
If YouTube lets me do it. Oh man! All right, come on.
Well,
Come on,
people.
YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, I needed to exit out and then come back in. It was glitching up on me. All right, start poll. Boing, boing. Now we have our Bajoran Iwi. And it was the Klingon drums. And then we had the Novan bone flutes. Although those Novans were humans, they just forgot it.
Those were cool too.
And Picard's flute is known as a Resica.
Resica.
Oh. Is there a cat somewhere?
We have cats. Not
Well, I
everyone in my room.
don't have any cats close to the mic. But Mike might have a cat close to the mic. I heard a
That
cat.
was wheezing.
Oh.
I told you I'm still getting over.
Oh, Mike.
Yeah, I
Mike.
heard that.
Yikes. I thought it was a cat. Wow. Yeah. Take care of yourself, dude. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
This one is going to be tough. I like them all.
Oh, I know.
By the way, chat, while you're voting, can you also please hit the subscribe button
100%.
on the Wayfarer project? You see, Lawrence has the watch time for full monetization, but not the 1,000 subs that he needs, and that would help us all out. If he...
And I've already subscribed 12 times.
I wish I could subscribe more, but
Yeah, I know.
I can't. So if
Yeah, looking like 100% there.
The whole idea is to build an actual audience, so one person subscribed multiple times doesn't really
yeah.
help, but,
Well, just saying if
well, you can't.
If there are any viewers out there, if you appreciate what we're doing, even though it's quirky and disorganized sometimes, we would appreciate a sub because
we're
that
genuine.
would help.
That's what
Yeah.
it is. We're genuine.
Yes.
We're real people.
Okay, I am going to. I voted. I voted.
Yeah.
You just had to break it, didn't you?
I did.
It was 100%.
I
Made
had
a liar out of me. That's it. I'm going to bed.
Oh my! I had to give the.
I am going to
beauty.
vote for a week too if we're voting on that.
Well, we only have 6 now, and so we could actually do a group of three, and we could finish tonight. And maybe then that way next week we can share some of our music, but maybe also put in a little bit of something else. I don't know. Maybe we could have the doctor sing a little bit. I mean, that'd be crazy. More Star Trek. Well, we do have on the 9th. This is a guest artist coming.
A drummer.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I forget how.
Rob Madore.
Madore.
PX3.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was Madore. But anyway, Rob Madore of PX3 and Mono means one. That'll be on the 9th. He's the drummer that plays with Isaac Young, who we had on 2 weeks ago. And great synthesis and keyboardist. And this is the drummer from the group.
Badass
joining
drummer.
us. Yeah. Really good drummer. We're lucky to have such talented musicians join us. So anyway, is the voting over, do you believe?
I do believe.
Okay. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6,
6,
5,
5,
4,
4,
3,
3, 2, 1. Who won?
Yes, it is the Resica flute.
The penny whistle? Oh gosh. I mean, it's hard because it's a cool scene, but
And it's kind of like an Irish sounding melody. I mean, you can't, all you need is an Irish whistle in reverb and you're always good.
oh, but the Bajoran Iwi had such nice music too.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it did.
It was, but and it was more alien. I mean, it's the Resica's a penny whistle, guys. It's a human instrument.
All right. Well, anyway, let's finish these off here. Now, I don't know if anyone really needs me to play any of these again. If you do, we can. But we have here Adam's guitar, and I'm going to put in the Aldean Mind Synth and the Vulcan harp. That's our first group of 3 to break it down to a final 2. So we have here, I just read them off. Yes, Adam's guitar, Aldean Mind Synth, and what was the last one? I just read it off. Vulcan harp.
Yes. Oh, are these the finals?
Well, this is the final 6, and we're going to break them down.
Break them down.
We're going to break them down to, well, it's 2 groups of 3 that will be broken down to 1 versus 1. So we will have a championship. Vulcan. Okay. Go to town, folks. Please vote. What should I do in the meantime?
Semifinals, guys. Vote.
Mm-hmm.
Vote, vote, vote. We only got 2 votes on the latest poll. We're in the semifinals right now.
I gotta do something here.
So far, Vulcan harp is winning. Not surprising.
Not surprising.
And let's see here. I've got a little bit of something that we can play while waiting here.
Chat, we need your votes. Not just chat, but people watching. We got 9 people watching. We got only 4 votes. Oh, someone voted for the Aldean Mind Synth. Nice. Nice, nice. All right. Stitch. Stitch is here, and he says, sadly, I just joined, so I am not versed on what we are voting on. We are voting on fictional Star Trek instruments. Which one do you like the best?
Should I play them again for the 3 that we're voting on now? I might as well. It's easy enough. I set them aside in their own
Yes,
folder.
we should do that. We should do that so Stitch can cast a vote.
Oh, Stitch, welcome back. Let's see here. Media, and we go inside the round 2 folder. Okay, so Adam's guitar. This is from The Way to Eden, Star Trek, the original series, where a bunch of space hippies took over the Enterprise, and this is Adam here. He's playing this guitar. And away we go.
Looking for the good land, going astray. Don't cry, don't cry.
All right, so yeah, these are short clips because I'm trying to play it safe this week. But anyway, this guitar is capable of playing multiple tones. Later, it sounds a little bit like
An organ
a little synthy and stuff like that. But yes, Stitch, in case you were wondering, we are aware of the fact that these are props, but we're just imagining, you know. And we have looked at some interesting MIDI guitars and stuff tonight.
Yeah, some creative people out there can build these, yeah.
Things like this can happen.
They can.
All right, so let me load up the next one. Hold on here. This is the Aldean Mind Synth. Next generation, When the Bow Breaks. This guy's teaching Katie here how to play the Aldean Mind Synth. You just think it, it does it. Let me skip to the part where she's
now
actually
hold it a
successful.
little bit more firmly. That's it. Perfect. Now think. No, think's not right. No, it's all right. It's all right.
Here we go. All right, there we go. That's how that works. Just think it and it will do it. As long as your thoughts and feelings are pure. And then we have the Vulcan harp. I decided, even though it's been on multiple episodes, I decided to go with the same one, The Way to Eden, where Spock actually plays it in a way that you can kind of see what's going on a little bit better. Looks like it has some Hammond organ
yeah.
tones underneath.
Yes.
So anyway, there we go. Those are the three we're voting on now.
Yep. In the semifinals, guys, please cast a vote.
And so I am going to say you have 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7. Oh, crying out loud.
6. Why?
5,
4, 3, 2, 1. We got
tie.
6 votes, 6 watching.
There's
we got
a
it.
tie. There's a tie between the Aldean Mind Synth and the Vulcan Harp.
Oh, no.
So we need to do a runoff between the Aldean Mind Synth and the Vulcan Harp here. Let's do that. Oh, my goodness gracious.
Let's do it.
I hate to say it, guys, but I'm going to have to go.
Oh, Mike. Okay.
I'm about to fall asleep here.
Oh, okay, Mike. No worries.
We're going to declare a champion and we'll let you know tomorrow.
Yeah, that's fine by me, man.
Thank you for joining us, folks. Mike Mountain Hawk Gorley. In the description, you'll find a link to his channel. Some great music there, so please check that out.
Yeah, unfortunately, I got to get up in the wee hours of the morning to go to work, so.
Yikes. Well, thanks for being here, Mike. Thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely. We'll see y'all next week.
All right, sir.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
All righty, so... Okay, well, no, the Vulcan Harp looks like it went down.
Really?
Yes, the Aldean Mind Synth.
Really?
I think people really would like to have one. You know, wouldn't it be nice to just have something that just takes your thoughts and feelings and makes it happen?
I guess.
All right, so the Aldean Mind Synth will be one of our 2 finalists, and let us move on here because we're dropping panelists, and pretty soon Liza's going to fall asleep on me. So let's get this going here. All right, we have 3 here: the Bajoran harp, the trill piano, and the Resika flute. Okay,
we know who's gonna win here.
Oh, we don't know. Stitch is here now, so. He could be the difference. He could be the change. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, let's see here. We have... I just read them off, and I just forgot what I read off. Bajoran harp, trill piano, and Resika flute. And I will play these again just because we do have... Oh, what are you doing? Hold on here.
What's going on?
All right. I accidentally put in a 4th slot, and it's not letting me do it unless I put something in that 4th slot. But since we don't have a 4th thing to vote for, I just have to do it again. Okay, so Bajoran harp. The second one always. What was it again? The second one. I know it's Bajoran
I forgot.
harp, Resika flute, trill piano. Rasica flute. Okay. There we go. They are locked and loaded.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to play these for Stitch. That's right. And here we go. So, Bajoran harp, Deep Space Nine.
Maybe you should have started with something simpler. Come in, come in. Services are about to begin.
I can tell I have no aptitude for it.
That's because you didn't give yourself over to what you were doing.
How can you say that? I was up half the night.
Don't let it bother you that it only does one chord. Yeah, you can do a lot with one chord. All right, so here we go. Next we have the trill piano played by Jadzia Dax here, who realizes she had another life that she did not know of.
Whose is this? It's mine.
I'm gonna move along to the actual playing.
You would think one of us would have been born without a tin ear.
Sounds like one of you had some talent after all.
That's lovely.
Quiet.
Excuse the rudeness. Okay, I believe we got a good taste of that. And then finally, we have the Rasica flute, also frequently known as Picard's penny whistle.
Yes. I can't believe the Bajoran Iwi didn't make it to the finals. I really liked that one. Oh.
Well, it was competing against this.
Try it, see how it sounds.
And I guess the problem is...
this scene is the problem.
Yes. There we go. I'm not going to play what we played earlier, the whole thing, just to be safe. Don't want YouTube to knock us down when we're just about to finish.
Yep.
But there you go, the Rasica flute. I don't know, those Rasicans might have been Irish. Okay, so let's see here. We're going to say 10 seconds, and then we'll do the finals. So next week we can do... we don't have to do cleanup. All right. Well, it looks like the trill piano.
Really?
Yes. 60%. Oh, nope. Someone narrowed the gap there a little bit. 60% to 40% over Rasica flute.
Oh.
Damn.
Wow. Picard did not make it into the finals. Huh.
No, hold on. I didn't end the poll yet. Anybody out there? There's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, there we go.
The trill piano won.
So we have to then finally here have a runoff. Who's the champion? Trill piano versus
Mind synth.
Yeah, Aldean Mind Synth.
Yeah.
This is not this is our champion of Star Trek instruments. Aldean Mind Synth and trill piano.
I never thought the trill piano would make it to the finals.
This is why they play the games.
Yep.
All right, there we go. All right, folks. Thank you for joining us this evening in this little adventure. Next week, we will be sharing some of what we've been doing musically recently, because definitely this week I want to be working on some new music. I got to do it. And what I'll be doing is working on some synth work, some electronic music stuff. Basically, is what I work on these days. I'm feeling like I'm going to go ambient and do some mystical rhythms. So that's what I want to work on this week, and I'll show you what I've come up with next weekend. Liza will show you what she's done, and Mike will play something for you, maybe live or recording, and then we'll mix that up with maybe a little bit of fun stuff. Maybe some fun musical excerpts that we found in some different films that, you know, are pretty cool. I don't know. We'll narrow that down. But yeah, I want to do a little bit of music, a little bit of film stuff. We do have a scheduled guest artist for the 9th.
Yep. Fantastic drummer.
Yeah, the drummer from PX3 and Mono Means One. Alrighty, so I'm going to do the final countdown here. 10, 9, 8,
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Who won?
The Aldean Mind Synth.
Yay! I agree with that.
Yes, I think it's people want to be able to think it and make it, you know, just by thought alone. I mean, that's part of what, you know, Star Trek is based on dreams and what you would hope to have in the future, and something where you could just musically interface with it and just use your own thoughts and your own feelings and not have any barriers to your creativity. That's what I think that's what every musician would even dream of. Although some people, I guess, really love the tactile.
Well, everyone is musically inclined in a different way.
Yeah.
You know.
Direct reflection of the
But here we
music
go.
within. Now we just have to teach you to structure that feeling. Try it again.
Structure your feelings. Yes, next week, at least what my contribution will be is I do want to develop some sounds, and I'll show you what I've developed, and I'll do them in VCV Rack so that any of you guys out there, even if you're not, you know, never used it before, it's a free download, the VCV Rack software, and you can basically build whatever kind of sounds you want with that. And if you're completely new to it, at least I could show you, some basics, so you can find your way around and you can just follow along with what I've made and make some cool sounds. But I want to make some magical sounds for next week, and I'll share them with you. How about that?
Cool beans.
And what are you going to do, Liza?
Work on my workshop, because I got to start building guitars again.
Well, maybe we could take a video of it and just share the video of the workshop. And
yeah, I'm trying to get it done so we can give you guys a tour.
Okay. All right, folks, thank you for joining us this evening. It's been a very pleasurable experience. We really appreciate you joining the chat and keeping us company. It's great seeing you again, Robot and Stitch. Thanks for coming back. And Eraserhead. I also saw Scott and Internet Help Desk there at the beginning. Sorry if I've left anybody out. Let me just do a quick scan through the chat here and see if there's anybody that I missed. Bayona Rad. Yes. Thank you for joining us tonight, Bayona. We are small but mighty.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Internet Help Desk had to go to bed. He's in the UK, and right now it's about 3 a.m. there. So, all right, folks. Anything you want to say before we say goodnight, Liza?
Well, will we be seeing you on the Bajoran Iwi next week?
I guess I could do a little of that. Maybe design a sound for that.
That would be cool.
All righty. All right, folks. I guess that's it for this evening. Thank you very much. We really appreciate you.
Absolutely. Thanks. Good night, everyone.
Hold on. I hit
Oh.
the wrong thing.
Oh, no.
Here we go.
8:56. We are now leaving the air.